the timely movie of the month.
Hello, this is Adolf, and welcome to the timely movie of the month. Now, on Patreon, we've done the random movie of the month, but this time you want to do the timely movie of the month. And this will be for everyone, not just patrons. But we will have a patron-exclusive section at the end. So this timely movie, we're going to talk about basically a movie that is very timely for what movies are coming out right now, or the season, the time frame, and the new 2025 Superman movie came out. So let's go back and watch the original 1978 Superman, which is actually titled Superman the Motion Picture. So I am Adolf Vega. I have with me Classic Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And Jacob.
Hi, everybody.
So this is going to be a spoiler cast for Superman the motion picture because it's been a long time. Get over it. It's fine. We can talk about full spoilers for here. So I guess all of us will just do like a little round of what our overall thoughts are, and then we'll kind of go into spoilers after that. But Jake, Classic Jake, I'll let you do the introduction of what your thoughts on the original Richard Donner, Christopher Reeves, 1978 Superman the motion picture. Go.
I am not the biggest Richard Donner fan. I've never liked
Boo.
human. I do not
Boo.
like Richard Donner. I do not like Richard Donner as a director.
Okay.
Boo.
He manages to this movie manages to be very good despite Richard Donner. And
Okay.
I don't remember who the cinematographer for this movie is, but this movie in places looks absolutely horrible.
Jeffrey Unswell, the late great.
Well, he didn't do a great job on this, or at least what I saw on streaming was shockingly awful.
Good Lord, you are entirely wrong on everything.
No.
Yes.
The special effects of Christopher Reeve flying, 99% of them still look incredible.
Yeah.
When they say you will believe a man can fly in the ad campaign,
You do.
they meant it, and it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm nitpicking here, but the scenes at the dam, they don't hold up. But they're still about 85% there by modern technology. But
Okay.
Christopher Reeves gave an incredible performance. He sells this movie.
Yeah.
And Gene Hackman, I mean, people who aren't familiar with Lex Luthor in the comics in this time period, I mean, a lot of this stuff was based on 50s, the Code,
The golden
comics
era.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Gene Hackman nails
That.
Luthor in that time. I mean, Luthor is such a more interesting villain now, but the concepts hadn't even been created yet. And then there are so many characters in this movie that are not from the comics. I mean, heck, Jimmy Olsen was originally a character from the radio version. He wasn't even in the comics. They added him later because he was so popular. But that's neither here nor there. But I mean, I do recommend this movie. I mean, it is a must-see. If you like Superman, if you like comic books, heck, if you like popular culture, it's still a must-see.
Did you watch this in the theaters when it came out back then?
Yes.
And how was that?
I remember. I don't remember the cinematography looking so awful.
Okay.
The biggest thing I remember is people laughing at the poor nude kid.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and kind of you don't even then. Child nudity in movies was kind of shocking.
Yeah, and like they really
As it
actually
should.
Yeah, it should. It's kind of surprising how like they don't really try to like not put the camera there. It's like, come on, if it's like, all right, you get it, he's naked, but you don't have to like really show it as much as they do with this.
Yeah.
It's, I can imagine seeing it in the big screen. You're like, damn, you don't need to see that.
Yeah, 40 feet. Yeah, yeah, seeing it. Yeah, I saw this on a 40-foot screen.
So yeah, it's a little bit weird. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Movie theaters used to have big screen. When they said the big screen, they meant it.
okay,
Heck, and heck, I was disappointed. I could only see it on a 40. I couldn't get tickets to the Columbia, which had like a six. I think it was a 60-foot screen. Of course, then I got spared a child dick for days, but it is what it is.
okay. So what score would you give the original 1978 Superman?
8 out of 10.
Okay. Um. All right, Jacob. What are your thoughts on it? The movie.
I love this movie, and it's okay to be wrong, Jake. It's fine. But the
Oh.
cinematography is intentionally perfect. There's been issues with the 4K version. There's supposed to be a newer version, but seeing it on like a remastered Blu-ray, it looks fine, and it's representative of what Richard Donner wanted. But I love this movie. Christopher Reeves was fantastic. One of the best, if not the best, superhero performance of all time. I love Richard Donner's movies. So, Lethal Weapon, Goonies, Superman, parts of Superman 2. A lot more of those. But, I love this movie. It's like almost perfect.
Okay. And we could, disagree without being jerks to each other. We don't hate each
Yeah,
other.
I know. I mean, both of you were wrong about the French Connection, so hey.
I mean, I like the French Connection, but it's not amazing.
If you don't know what we're talking
It's
about,
just aged.
if you don't know what we're talking about, this is on our Patreon podcast feed. We did the movie of the month, and it ended up being the French Connection. And obviously, it's a nice little tease for that. But if you're not a patron, you're not getting all of our podcasts, and that's a good example of that. We have lots of fun stuff that we don't do for the public. We have to pay for. So it's only $1 a
No.
month. At least $1 a month. If you want to get even more, $5 a month. I'm not asking to make a lot of money. I'd rather have a volume of people than to have, $100 a month or anything like that. And I understand my content is not necessarily amazing to justify $100 a month, a month or whatever. So $1 a month is fine, and you get this, the French Connection, and you get so much more content. But commercial over. I guess I'll talk about my turn for this movie. I always have loved this movie as well. Rewatching this a couple weeks ago was really interesting because obviously it's been many years. I've seen this movie maybe 3 or 4 times over the decades, from beginning to end. I may have seen it, flipping channels, parts of it here, 20 minutes there, 30 minutes there, kind of thing. But to watch it from beginning to end, it is interesting. It is interesting how epic it was back then.
Yes.
I think that's really worth noting because, like, it really is shot in a way that's epic, which I understand why Classic Jake doesn't like the cinematography. I get it. I understand the rationale for it. I don't necessarily. It is what it is. That doesn't bother me. I'm not like negative to it, but it is like shot to be epic. It's shot to be this is a grand scale. This is the first Superman movie. We put all out on here kind of thing, and it's shot in that way. So it's done in intentional style. So I get it. I get it.
I don't think this movie was supposed to look like day for night shots.
Okay.
It did not look like this in the theaters. But I'm going by what I saw when I watched it on streaming. Most of this movie looked gray, washed out, and I stopped the movie several times and adjusted my TV and it still looked
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, there's been noted issues with the high dynamic range on that, like with the HDR on 4K. So that's probably why.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
you
and the
know how
most
Warner Brothers is.
egregious scenes were on Krypton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally looked like those old '60s day for night for day. They would just put the filter on it and shoot it at day, make it look night. I mean, it looked awful, and I don't
That's why
remember it looking
physical
that
media
way in
matters.
theaters. I just remember the glowing costumes looked amazing.
Yeah, which is a material made from theater, like theater screens.
Hmm.
So now Lex is interesting. I think Classic Jake is right that it was meant to portray a Lex in the classic Superman sense. That being said, I do like Gene Hackman as an actor. I just think he's super cornball here, and I don't like him as Lex at all. But I think
Oh, boo!
I think that is part.
Boo!
Um,
He died this year, man.
I know, but yeah, I just don't. I think it's too corny. I think it's like okay, it's like a mad scientist thing, and maybe I just grew up with Lex being the evil Trump, or okay, not evil Trump. That's
Just
redundant. A competent double evil Trump. Anyway, the corporate kind of evil, 80s corporate kind of evil of Lex. That's what I kind of grew up on, and that's what I like. And the mad scientist vibe is something I just don't like. So that is just bothers me like no end. And so that's something that I'm not a big fan of. And I get the ending, but at the same time, it feels like a super cop out. It really kind of bugged me because it's like, come on, man.
It just kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it kind of makes no sense. Visually, it's amazing, but
yeah, visually it's amazing, but it like comes out of nowhere. Okay, where was it established he could do this?
Yeah, and it's like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? Because like the first time I heard about it before watching the movie, I was like, no, he doesn't do that. That's bullshit. And it's like, wait, it does? Oh, come on, that's just dumb.
The characters that get me that are cornball are Otis and Miss Tessmacher.
Oh yeah. But that's intentional. I'm like, the whole thing with like Lex, is he bald or not bald? Stop it. We know he's bald. Give it up. Move on. It's just dumb.
I would like to think that's probably just the vanity of Lex Luthor thinking he wants hair and has hair.
And also Gene Hackman didn't think he was getting paid enough to shave his head. This was a notoriously difficult movie set because the producers were notoriously cheap.
Yeah.
They wound up getting they tried to get Paul Newman and he was like, oh hell no. So many actors just turned this down and had nothing to do with comic books or anything like that. Is they didn't want to work for who was it, the Illians or
the Salkinds?
They did not want to work for those guys.
Well,
they were notoriously cheap.
Yeah, they had done that shit before on the 3 and 4 Musketeers movie a couple years before that.
They wound up getting sued by like the entire cast. Because they shot both movies back to back and didn't tell them that they were filming 2 movies at once.
Oh, yeah.
They did that to Brando.
Yeah.
Of course, having said that, Brando was a notorious asshole on set, and he pretty much phones in his performance in this.
I mean, he's still good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Brando phoning it in is better than most people. I mean, hell,
right?
Anthony Hopkins phoned it in on Thor movies, and he's still really good.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
okay,
Brando got paid.
yeah,
and he earned that
And
paycheck.
got paid.
He like $2 million, I think, for a week's worth of work.
Oh, it was more than that. It's like almost
So-
4.
Something like that, yeah.
all right. So I guess it's a good time to talk about the cast. Since we all disagree about Gene Hackman, I think we all agree that Christopher Reeves is wonderful as Superman
Yes.
and Clark.
Yeah. Yeah, he was so perfect. He wound up getting typecast.
Which is sad, but it is what it is. He got that character down. Margaret Kitty, I've been back and forth on how I feel about Kidder, about her Lois. Overall, I think it's a really good Lois. I think it's really great. I think it just kind of rubs me the wrong way sometimes. But like, I think it also rubs me the wrong way that the actress has kind of gotten mad about the role. Like she's like, "Oh, I'm so over Superman," you know, and it just kind of.
Oh, I look. One of the reasons she's had such issues with it is you know how many reviewers reviewing this movie referred to her as Superman's dog.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shit.
Because she didn't look like a big tit. Because she didn't look like Tess. She looked like a real woman.
Okay.
I mean, you know she was like the inspiration for Marion Ravenwood in the Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah.
You know, Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also been reports that Marlo Thomas's That Girl was inspiration for this version of Lois Lane.
I could see that.
But the thing is, because she wasn't the glamour girl, a lot of critics like really slammed her hard.
Well, she's
Hollywood-
unconventionally attractive.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, she's real attractive. And put it this way, I don't think any of us would turn her down in real life.
Yeah.
Well, now I would because she's a corpse, but you know.
Yeah. Now it
Jesus
would be against
Christ.
the law.
All right,
We're
Jacob.
bad.
Obviously, Jesus.
So, we are bad. We are so bad.
Okay, but yeah, I'm shocked to hear that, Jacob. Jake, well, okay, that seriously, critics were saying that kind of crap back then. Jesus.
Oh, worse. I mean, if you think things are toxic now, it was nothing compared to the 70s.
Okay.
And the 60s were and 50s were even worse. I mean, why do you think so many women had eating disorders and?
Yeah. Okay. Going down the list, Brando's awesome, and Jor-El. He really defined it.
Have you seen the Saturday Night Live parody of this?
I don't think so.
With John Belushi as Jor-El.
No.
See, once you've seen it, you can never unsee it, and you will always think of, especially the line where he goes, "And don't eat junk food."
Okay.
It's hysterical. If you ever see it, it'll completely change how you see Brando as Jor-El. It's kind of like Young Frankenstein. Also, the scene with Gene Hackman when you in the cabin when Young Frankenstein is in the little hut with the blind man played by Gene Hackman. You will never be able to not laugh at Bride of Frankenstein. And Belushi doing a Brando in Superman is kind of the same way.
Jimmy Olsen here, he's fine. I don't have a problem with him. I don't have a problem with the young Clark either, or the
No.
He's fine. And the Mom and Paul Kent, they're fine. I don't have a problem with them. I think they're good. But I did say I'm not a fan of Hackman, which it just rubs me the wrong way, and it just is like, stop being goofy. To be serious, damn it.
Well,
I mean,
you're coming back.
I know.
You're looking at this movie from seeing a modern.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I dislike John Byrne's take on Superman, I did love what he did with Lex Luthor.
So it's kind of hard for me, and I recognize that, but for me at least, it doesn't work. But I get what he was trying to do, and I understand that, but it doesn't work for me,
Yeah. Oh, and of course, one of my favorite scenes in the movie has got to be when young Clark is racing the train.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
cute. Yeah.
And Lois is on the train talking to her parents.
And one of the actresses who played Lois is her mom, and my personal favorite Superman, Kirk Allen, is playing her father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I guess.
I mean, having said that, Christopher Reeves is awesome as Superman.
Oh yeah.
He's
I
the
just
best.
happen to really like Kirk Allen.
Yeah.
Too.
Jacob, what score did you give the original movie?
Oh God, I almost want to say perfect score, but I just can't. So like a 9 out of 10. It's probably my absolute favorite superhero film. Obviously, one of my favorite movies of all time.
So this is really hard for me because, like, yeah, it's. I feel like it's maybe 8 for me, where I think it's a great movie and really enjoyable. I'm not a big fan of Lex. And one thing about this, I appreciate how epic it is. You mentioned how epic it is. I get why they want to do this. This is like the first, major comic book movie. The biggest character of all time at that point, and they wanted to really make things okay. This is legit. I get it, but oh my God, it's slow.
Yeah.
Slow?
No.
Well,
I mean, it's an epic.
Have they changed the cut of this movie? Because when I saw this on streaming, there were scenes in it I didn't remember.
Yes, I was thinking about that same thing because I was like, is this like 1938 comic thing at the beginning with the girl reading a comic? Is that part of the original movie? I don't remember that at all.
Yes, that's in the theatrical cut.
Okay. I was like, okay, maybe I didn't remember it because it was just so pointless. But whatever.
But, like, I mean, there's various different cuts of this movie. Like, you got the theatrical cut, you have the quote-unquote director's cut, even though it's not. There's a 3-hour TV cut on Blu-ray, which I've seen it a few years ago, and it's really good, but it is really long. I think there's an international cut, if I'm not mistaken. There's just so many different versions of Superman the movie out there.
It's Warner Brothers. There's always a cut for every individual person has their own personal cut, like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So it takes forever though to actually see Superman on screen. Compared, it takes you 30, 45 minutes to actually see Superman in costume in this movie.
Yeah, but I think it works because you get to know Krypton, what it's like, and then you get to see what he's like as a young Clark Kent, and then you get to actually get that epic payoff of him being turned into Superman. I love it.
Yeah, well, you also have to remember superhero movies weren't a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
This was like the first one, if you don't count Batman, the movie from 1966. I really don't count that.
And Superman hadn't been on the big. He hadn't been on the big. He had only been on the big screen in serials.
Yeah.
In the animated ones.
Mm-hmm. But those weren't shown on the big screen. Those were television. There were some the shorts.
Yeah, the Max
those were incredible.
ones.
The Paramount shorts.
Yeah, I love those.
I forgot. Yeah, those were theatrical and incredible. If you haven't seen them, watch them.
They're really good.
Absolutely gorgeous. They're some of the best examples of animation of all time.
Mm-hmm. So that's something I looked it up here. Apparently, you get the first glimpses like 48 minutes in, but you don't get actually Superman doing Superman stuff until 68 minutes in. An hour in the movie, you finally get it.
That's because they were cheap too.
Yeah. But still, it's just like, okay. And then, the introduction is, we all know this introduction now. We know this, it's been drilled in our head, but it does take a lot of time. And I'm surprised, this is really surprising rewatching this movie, that literally the first scene of this first movie is set up for the second movie. So the first scene is the judgment of Zod, which Zod is not even in this movie all the rest of the movie, but it's set up for the next movie, which is like insane to me that they would do that.
but it's incredible foresight, and Terrence Stamp is really good, and it sets up how scary he can be as General Zod.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Terrence Stamp's amazing.
Yeah,
actor.
I'm not saying it's not. I just think it's really crazy that the first scene of the first movie is set up for the second movie. It's not setting up that individual movie.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and people laughed at the effects of that when they sent him to the Phantom Zone. Oh, yeah. I remember that laughter. It looked terrible in the 70s.
Like the actual effect of them going into it, or like the mirror itself.
The mirror.
Okay.
Yeah.
The square thing doesn't make any sense.
It looked terrible in the 70s. Too.
I mean, I think it. For the time, I think it's fine, and
yeah, and
I don't know.
And critics did not like the whole Crystal Palace kind of thing.
Oh, I love the Fortress of Solitude crystal effect. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's grown from a crystal. It's like a science experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's one of those things. When I saw, I just thought, "Oh, this looks pretty and cool," and I wasn't thinking about from the scientific point of view. I thought I thought anything to not see Jor-El wearing a headband was an improvement.
Fair.
I used to call him the space hippie.
So before 1978, Superman and the motion picture made the Fortress of Solitude out of crystals, what did it really look like? Because it's such a defining thing now. It's kind of hard to look back.
A bank vault with this giant keyhole. There would be several miles away. There'd be this key that looks like an arrow pointing towards the fortress, and the fortress looks like a bank vault. And Superman would take the key and open it, and I'm like going, "Why? You can fly right through it. It's so big."
Yeah,
but you got to have a key.
So I asked AI about this, and AI said, ChatGPT said, first appearances, Action Comics 241, June 58, and it says, exterior, a giant mountain or iceberg in the Arctic, sometimes hidden behind a massive steel door, the giant key that only Superman could lift. So essentially what Jake said. But it's kind of like one of those things that's so defined by this movie that I don't think anyone else has done anything that much different from the Crystal Palace. Which is kind of cool, but it's like, all right, come on.
And Brando was the one who insisted on wearing the S symbol on his. He said it was the crest of L.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
all of that stuff about it means hope. That all comes from Brando. That was his big contribution to Superman mythos.
Yeah. But, when people complain about current movies, superhero movies, having sequel bait, I don't remember any Marvel cinematic movies. Literally the first shot of the first movie is a setup for second movie. So I thought that was hilarious. It's like, oh my god. Yes, look, I love Superman 2, don't get me wrong. But still, it's got to put that out there.
No, but the thing is, they shot stuff because these producers always did that. Shot movies together.
Yeah.
Even though it was against union rules, you had to get special permission, and they never bothered because that would inform the rest of the cast that they were doing that, and because they were supposed to be paid double.
Yeah.
Brando sued when they found out they were gonna. That's why Jor-El's mother is in the sequel instead of Jor-El. Jor-El's wife. Excuse me, because of Brando insisting that he get paid for a second movie.
So I wanted to make sure that point was valid because it's such an interesting thing. Now I do think that they're able to. You get a good sense of what Krypton's like. You get a sense of what Smallville is like when he was growing up. I get that, and it's fine. Mm-hmm. It's just it does take a while, and I think if any modern audiences want to go back to it. they're going to be shocked how long it takes to get to Superman.
Yeah, how lackadaisical it is.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, people's attention spans were a lot longer.
Yeah, so I get it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's something to noteworthy as we're talking about this movie.
Modern audiences, and it also probably informed Gunn's. I can't say what he did. See the Patreon thing, you'll know why. I can't really discuss the new Superman.
But yeah.
I don't think Superman took an hour to get on screen.
No, not even close.
No.
Okay. There's like some dark moments in this movie that I kind of was surprised about, like dark and themed, and like it didn't like. When I rewatched it recently, I was like, oh, that was actually kind of dark and kind of surprising.
There was one of the scenes that I didn't remember, so I don't know if it was in the movie originally, but it probably was because I can't imagine them there was a scene where little girls, the cat, but the payoff was she gets smacked by her parent.
Yes.
For telling lies.
Yes.
I mean, it's straight up child abuse.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That was not expected. That was like, shit. I don't remember that part. I remember him saving the cat, but I was like, damn.
No, but the thing is, child abuse and spousal abuse was a common punchline.
Literal punchline.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Gross. But yeah.
But the thing is, it was, and sexual assault was also played for laughs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just Grandpa. He loves touching everybody's rear.
Yeah, it's a boomer humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, that slap was
everything's woke.
Yeah, it was such a shock. I was like, dude, that's not needed.
Yeah.
That's not needed at all.
I did not remember. I remembered the cat, but I didn't remember the kid getting smacked. But that could be because it was so commonplace. In movies back then, it didn't register.
And
it didn't seem out of place.
I appreciate the destruction of Krypton being dramatic, but my God, it was like people were screaming, death and suffering. It was really...
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty well done, but at the same time, it was like, this is scary.
Yeah. Excellent model work, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's some incredible model work in this movie.
Yeah.
And actually seeing Paul Can't Die, I was like, damn. I remember...
Glenn Ford was great in this.
Uh-huh.
And
I thought it was a great podcast.
Yeah, I like him. Lex's plan is definitely going to kill millions of people.
Oh, yeah. All for real estate, which is a common thing that Lex Luthor does in the movies is real estate schemes like this.
Mm-hmm.
And actually seeing Lois Lane die and in a very sad, kind of scary way, it's very realistic in a way, too. It was just like, it's a little bit much. It's like, damn.
And it's Superman's scream. Oh, man.
Well, it works. It works as a narrative. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's just, it's powerful. And I was not expecting that when I rewatched this movie. I was like, I remember the scenes, I remember what happened, but actually seeing it hits totally different.
Yeah.
And of course we got to talk about the famous or infamous, depending on your point of view, interview sort of date.
Oh yeah,
with the planter.
Yep, Pink.
I mean, that joke still lands. It is still hilarious. I mean, it's a little bit sexist, but it's still funny.
Well, my question is, was she actually wearing underwear, or was he commenting on the lack thereof? And that's what he's saying.
Exactly.
Because, like, if she's legitimately doing an interview, what actual reporter would be doing an interview just like that?
Yeah, exactly. And
she was thirsty.
And because of that scene is why in Smallville, when you see Clark using X-ray vision, you only see his skeleton.
Yeah. Oh, and Lex was trying to kill Superman with the kryptonite and just throw him into the pool. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I want to know how he figured that out.
Yes,
To
exactly.
this day, I can't figure out how he knew kryptonite would kill him.
Yeah. So there's certain dark elements that I did not remember. But it does nice tonal shifts that actually work really well for the context of the story. I just don't remember these things. Like, I remember enjoying the movie. I remember seeing this multiple times, but like actually rewatching it from beginning to end, it was definitely worth watching. Now, I will say, as a trend, I have been getting intoxicated, but I could still enjoy a movie and fully criticize a movie intoxicated. I had a Delta 9 going before I watched it. I've been tempted to go to the movies and see a 3D movie high, but I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
In Texas, I don't know.
Yeah.
And if you go, get somebody else to drive.
Yeah. I'll get Uber or something.
Oh, and I would love to go see a 3D movie high, but there's ain't no way I'd ever walk into a Regal high.
Yeah.
There's no, I wouldn't walk into one, period.
But like, I'm curious how the 3D effects would be as high, because I think that'd be really weird. Generally speaking. So I guess
you might get scared at some of the pop outs.
Yeah.
You did.
It also depends when I watched Harold and Kumar in 3D. I found the effects were falling apart because my eyes were relaxing too much.
And this movie even has a little bit of stuff for Superman 3, which I kind of forgot about too. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that Lana was here too. Not needed, but she was.
Yeah, cheerleader.
Was it okay?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you get a lot here. I guess for our purposes, we haven't talked about this yet. Do you think, as is, this movie would look good in 3D? I think yes, absolutely.
Yeah. In certain regards.
I think
if they fixed it up to how it looked like I saw it on the screen in '78,
yeah,
it would look good. But this grayed out thing I saw on streaming that looked god awful, the 3D would not pop at all.
Yeah, as it's intended. I think the cinematography, I know it's controversial, but I think how they shot it and how the epic it looks, I think a lot of different scenes would benefit from being in 3D and look really rad. So, I think it has a lot of potential. If James Gunn wants to do this, I'll be happy to watch this again in theaters.
I don't think they're gonna.
Oh yeah.
Has there ever been? I don't even know if there's been a bootleg conversion.
No, that. You never know.
I figured modern audiences would hate the film grain.
I'm just saying as a general idea, because some we've been getting a lot of random 3D movies that I had no idea it was going to be a 3D movie until it came out.
Yeah, I've noticed they didn't digitize the thing, because one of the reasons the flying scenes look so well is because the film stock that was used for this movie would cover up all the wires.
Yeah.
And if they go digitizing it like they did 2001, all that wire work is going to show up like new money.
Yeah. The scene with Lois and Superman flying and he accidentally drops her was like shit. I imagine that being like re-cleaned up in 4K on the big screen. That might not look that good anymore. But it was a little bit of a corny scene.
That was that was supposed to be a humorous scene.
Yeah, but it just does not hit that way.
It doesn't read humorous in the modern era. It just seems horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets dropped a lot throughout the Christopher Reeves movies. She constantly falls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember the website Superman is a Dick.
Mm-mm.
No.
But Lois, there are so many. They just run covers of various things because Superman is just so abusive towards Lois.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I thought was interesting. They have like the scenes in the 50s, and they set up for the music playing in the 50s, or not the 50s, but in the past, and like they actually have the Happy Days song, and like I legitimately forgot that that's actually a legitimate song before the TV show came out.
Yeah.
They had a really cool Easter egg. They have where the a rock around the clock.
Yeah.
Which was also the theme song for one of Glenn Ford's most famous starring roles, Blackboard Jungle, where he plays the school teacher.
Oh, okay. That was like one of the first movies to have rock music in it, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
exactly. Yeah, Bill Haley in the comments.
So, okay, other things to mention. The dialogue is really corny, but in a good way.
Yeah, it can be.
It works. And you mentioned the iconic.
Mostly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just if the characters of Otis and Miss Tessmacher were not in this movie, I think it would have. The movie would have moved a lot faster along.
Yeah.
I didn't think their characters added anything.
Now,
It's humor.
Yeah, humor for kids, But yeah, one thing that did not add anything. I know they're trying to make it a character trait and trying to make it. Oh, look how cute it is that Lois Lane is an awesome reporter, and she can't spell worth a shit. It just does not land. It does not land at all. It drives me crazy. She should know how to spell. I'm sorry.
No.
Of course.
Oh, that was the sexist trope. Women can't spell.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah. But that was the time period.
It's like she's supposed to be a badass reporter. She should spell. And it's not like hard things either. It's like really simple things. It's like, come on. She should know better than that. Come on.
Or they should have had more genuine reporter dialogue.
Yeah. So, the scene that hit really hard is really interesting. I know it's not supposed to hit hard, but like, when Clark becomes Superman for the first time, he spins in the doorway of the apartment store or the department store, and then he turns into Superman, and there's a black guy that's out there, and he was like, "Yo, man, that's a nice suit," and then Superman's like, "Oh yeah," and then he flies off. That scene hits so different now.
I mean, what about in Superman 3, whenever he rescues Richard Pryor from the pile of rubble? That was, arguably, more stereotypical. But
I mean, just imagine if you're that guy. All right, you saw something happen over there, and then this guy comes out in this weird outfit, which, hey, I love Superman, do not get me wrong. I love his suit, but, especially Christopher Reeves' suit is nice. But as a human being, normal human being, seeing that in live action, that's a weird looking suit,
Yeah.
It would have made fun of his underwear outside of his.
Yeah. And then actually seeing him fly would be like, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah, because basically Superman's suit was what athletic wear was in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
Minus the cape.
Yeah.
A cape would be something like a circus performer would wear.
Yeah. And I do love the line when Lois is saved by Superman, and he was like, "Don't worry, miss, I got you." And she's like, "You got me, who got you?" That's a great line. That's an awesome line.
Yeah. And of course, one of the biggest laughs the movie got is when he goes to, the first time you talked about change, and he runs, and the modern phone, it's not a booth anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, the only place I saw phone booths was the Pacific Northwest because of the rain.
And that scene where everyone was just waiting and watching, it's like, seriously, these people don't have better things to do than watch a helicopter fall down and that's going to potentially kill them. They just watch, like, oh. And, it's just kind of weird. I mean, I know that's common people love to just watch tragedy, but
especially when they didn't have 24/7 news coverage.
yeah, just had to, oh, we gotta watch this. We gotta see what happens
Yeah,
here.
at least they didn't have the cliche of everybody standing in front of a department store window watching a television.
True.
That was the one cliche they seemed to miss in Superman.
But just, imagine how mind-blowing it would have been for Lois to be like, literally, what the hell is going on? Who is saving me? People can't fly. They've never seen any superheroes before. This is the first time anyone has done anything like this. And do this in public. It was at night, but still, none of it makes any kind of sense. You can imagine this being such a shock to the system,
Yeah, and also him in the interview talking about, my X-ray vision doesn't work with lead, and just giving out all of his secrets. Of course, he didn't mention of kryptonite, but then again, how would he know that his exploded planet would be radioactive and kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how would Lex? To beat a dead horse. How did Lex? Well, movie. I guess movies got a movie.
Yeah. But it's interesting seeing those different things nowadays. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. And you said it before, and I say it again. You definitely feel like you can see a man fly, and that was such a huge barrier before a movie came out. Even now, seeing documentaries about this, that was the biggest thing. Can you actually believe that Superman can fly? Because if you can't, then the movie doesn't work.
Yeah. Kirk Allen's flying scenes were animated by Disney.
Yeah.
And then one of the Superman serials, they just decided to film it all underground so Superman wouldn't fly.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, but that's where the technology was at. And George Reeves got injured several times with the little harness thing they had.
Yeah.
For the TV show.
It's like a fake body on a road. That is a really weird scene. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah. That we're talking about the movie, right?
Yeah.
S. Schumacher. Yeah. It's just laying there. Yeah, more sexist humor.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Oh, something I almost forgot. There's a scene in the city. There's a guy with a big afro. I think that's Dean Stockwell in an uncredited cameo.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
And one of the and the one scene with the body on the street, Miss Tessmacher, and they do the mouth to mouth. I think one of the older is Larry Hagman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one is Larry Hagman.
Okay, no, but I honestly think Dean Stockwell is in Superman the motion picture.
Other things. The movie does a good job about actually showing you things instead of just telling you about things. And that is, okay, cool. We actually get to see Krypton. We get to see the little bit of the, growing up in Smallville and the different things you could do. You actually get to see these things and not just told about them. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's a little bit corny, but go ahead.
Yeah, and even in 1978, Superman's adoption was jinky. I mean, it's something that you might have gotten away with in the 30s, but by 1978 standards, people would go,
Now, one thing I think we all could 100% agree on, the soundtrack is a masterpiece, and the theme song is one of the best songs of all film time.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to joke that this movie was an excuse to hold a soundtrack delivery system.
Because that...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even need to see the visuals. You just close your eyes and experience the movie. This is one of the great... it's bombastic and it's gorgeous.
Yeah. the score fits the movie so well, and I don't think they've ever done anything that was like
God,
that
and I'm
much
trying to
better.
remember who the original, because there was somebody else was going to do the score, and I don't know if they started or what, but they got into a fight over money, and then they wound up with this, which was, I think, a much superior product than they probably would have gotten.
Jerry Goldsmith was supposed to do the original score, but he was busy doing something else, and I don't know if there's anybody else in between or before that.
Yeah, okay, it's probably go, and it was probably money because Jerry Goldsmith was probably one of the highest paid guys at the time. Did some
Yeah.
amazing scores.
And, he had worked with Richard Donner on The Omen just a couple years before Superman, so it makes sense why he'd want to work with him again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another good score.
His only Oscar win, which is a shame.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, he should have. Yeah, there's several
Yeah.
he should have gotten at least nods for, but
Yeah.
And this was a huge hit back in the day. It's I think 300 million back in the day, which I gotta see the inflation calculator, but that was a huge hit. I mean, it was a huge hit, and it was okay. This is a huge budget, and this is a huge hit for the time, and it definitely has become an iconic thing where people know the theme song. Know it just become pop culture kind of meme, kind of that common.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and Superman logo T-shirts became almost as popular as the Jaws shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have one of those shirts. I have both the classic and the new Superman the shirt. I'm wearing the actual new one now as we're recording this. But yeah, that I mentioned before, the scene with Lois flying. It's corny because it's like a poetry read or something, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
It's just corny, you know.
It was originally supposed to be an actual song, and
Yeah.
it's not a good song, so it was supposed to be like a
They
little
should
musical
have,
interlude.
That should have had no dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would have played so much better just with some sweet music without singing.
Yeah, they could have like a Lois theme there. That would have been really nice to have.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we mentioned the president, and we'll mention it again that this hits different in Trump era because the whole thing with a real estate scheme and Trump and Lex comparisons. I mean, Lex is actually really smart and you know actually capable where Trump pretends to be. Capable and smart, but he really isn't. But Lex is no Trump is no Lex, and the whole real estate thing was just dumb. I think it's just dumb.
Yeah.
Now, it's one of those things that it would cost more to do than he would make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the way most because the Austin Powers movies really run that the schemes of Dr. Evil would always cost more than he could actually make because that
Yeah.
really makes fun of that trope. And Superman, I think there was some of that going on to the camp. I mean, as much as I don't like Donner's sense of humor, I mean, it's light years better than, let's say, the two superhero specials that were, God, I don't even remember which network ran them. But just making a kid
I guess
watch them,
ABC.
yeah, they were like child abuse if your parents made you watch them. They were god awful.
So
Zero respect for the source material.
yeah. Overall, though, I still think it's a classic movie, and it is a lot of fun. And, it is a little bit slow. I'm not going to say it isn't. Adjusted for inflation, a movie made almost $1.5 billion. So that is awesome,
But it still lost out to Grease as the most viewed movie of 1978, which is really wild.
Yeah.
At least domestically. I don't know about worldwide, but
Yeah. Well, I think part of that was John Travolta was at his most popular. 50s nostalgia was at its most popular.
yeah. But Grease is the word, and I guess Superman
Yeah.
wasn't.
Well, yeah. I mean, Grease is okay. I mean, I hope they fixed the clock scene in the diner because that drove me insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know the story, they basically, I think it was Coca-Cola, and they refused to pay, and so they just using an attempt of digital effects to cover it up, and it just looks nasty.
Okay, other things. We mentioned Chris Reeve, and just give a little more on that because I think he's fantastic in both Clark and as Superman. I think he does very distinct two roles here, and I like them both. I think I don't know if anyone has quite gotten both of them right exactly, but Chris Reeve nails both of them.
Yeah, because he doesn't just change his voice; he changes his physicality. He slouches down. He just becomes Clark Kent. He becomes a goofball.
Yeah, you can actually see why no one would realize they're the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it me, or is with the glasses that Christopher Reeves was wearing as Clark didn't have lenses?
I'm not sure, but it kind of seemed like it.
I wouldn't be surprised because the technology of getting rid of reflections and stuff was almost non-existent, and it was a pain in the ass. Because if you notice, most movies, cars didn't have rear view mirrors in the car. That was why. But there's a real beautiful effect where he touches his glasses, and you hear this little ding.
Yeah.
And it's such a perfect Foley effect. Because I was like going, because I just don't think, but I don't think you could tell on TV and stuff. But a lot of movies, people just wore empty frames in the time period because it was so difficult to film glass.
Yeah, you don't want to cover up the actor's eyes, as they're trying to act.
Yeah, because it would be, you would get the lighting and stuff. It would be, and also the glass technology. I mean, now it's no big deal. The technology for lenses, and then the technology to add effect, remove an effect.
Okay, I think that's a good wrap on the original Superman. Now, for patrons, you can stick around and get some bonus features. And we'll actually tease what these bonus features are for non-patrons to get y'all interested. We're going to actually talk about the rest of the Superman movies. Not as much detail, of course, because we got several movies to go through. And we didn't rewatch these movies. We just remember them. So, if for patrons... stick around. We'll talk about the other movies briefly, and kind of a nice kind of way. So, Jake, what were we gonna say before we get started?
I'm like going. I don't even think I saw the third one.
Okay, well, we'll go through them little by little. I think we both. I've only seen the third one like once, maybe twice, and it's like whatever.
And the fourth one, I didn't even see all the way through. I walked out.
And
that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all good. We can fill in the gaps here and there. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for us. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my super VIP patrons. Thank you, Alex Folk, Gravity Head Zero, and MK Ultra. So I got one quick thing to talk about. We have a merch store.
Woohoo!
We got t-shirts, we got tote bags, we got magnets, we got stickers, we got a little bit of everything.
Woohoo!
At this merch store, 3dr2d.com/store, you'll find many original designs and affordable prices. That website again is 3dor2d.com/store.
Woohoo!
You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Thank you for either watching or listening to this podcast. Bye!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.